Raising Humans in a Digital World by Diana Graeber. It deals with helping kids build a healthy relationship with technology. Yeah, it's kind of an interesting book. It has to do with social media. It has to do with technology, actually. Kids being on technology for an extended length of time. There we go. Okay, let's get started. 29th of November. That's not today. Starting young, in the United States, nearly all kids age 8 and under, 98% live in a home with some type of mobile device, and 42% have their own tablet. This is under 8. 8 is what, the third grade, second grade, third grade. Mobile devices for children in this age range tripled between 2011 and 2017 from only 5 minutes a day to 38 minutes per day, and one-third of their total screen time is spent using mobile devices. Now, I want you to look at these kids and see how they're dealing with their phones. They're not sitting upright, they're bending over. Even more striking is that 44% of children under the age of 1 year use mobile devices every single day. By the age of 2, that jumps up to 77%. You see evidence of this everywhere. Tiny heads bent over the glowing screens of a smartphone or a tablet. We saw that here. A modern malady never seen before outside of whiplash is text neck. The constant gravitational pull of a 10 to 12 pound head on the neck can lead to the incremental loss of the curve of the spine. As you can see, that's exactly what has happened here. This is your normal posture. Bending forward, that's 32 pounds. Pushing down, bending even farther forward, that's 42 pounds. Text neck. So stand upright while you're looking at your phone. Don't bend over. Mobile tools are excellent babysitters. A 2014 study of children aged 6 months to 4 years in an urban, low-income, minority Philadelphia community revealed that almost all had access to devices that their parents used liberally as babysitters. When the parents did chores, 70%, to keep kids calm in public, 65%, during errands, 58%, and at bedtime, 28%. That'll put you to sleep. One specific type of stimulation babies need is a caregiver's loving gaze. The absence of stimuli delivered through facial expressions and eye contact can lead to disastrous consequences. What happens to an infant if parents spend more time gazing lovingly at their smartphones than at them? Babies may be less able to interact face to face, less likely to form deep bonds, and less able to give or feel love, just like him. And this baby is looking at whatever this is. She's doing two things at once. She's smiling at the phone, but she's not smiling at the baby. In 1975, Edward Tronick conducted the still face experiment. Mothers and their 6-month-olds are playing, and then the mothers suddenly make their facial expressions completely expressionless for 3 minutes. At first, the babies anxiously tried to reconnect with their mothers, but if she remained still, the child showed ever greater signs of confusion and distress before finally turning away, looking sad and hopeless. The still face experiment, 1975. Experiments in 2015 found that the more TV a child watched between the ages of 1 and 3, the greater the likelihood that the child would develop attention problems by age 7. For every hour of TV watched per day, risk of attention problems increased by almost 10%. Conversely, the more cognitive stimulation a child received before the age of 3, reading, talking to an adult, the less likely they were to have attention problems. For children aged 2 and under, the effects of screens have mostly negative, particularly regarding two important components of healthy development: language development and executive function. One study of children between 12 and 18 months tested video learning versus a parental interaction. So it was parental interaction versus video learning. One group watched DVDs containing 25 new words for 4 weeks. The other group had the words introduced in everyday speech by their parents. The children learned the most words were the children taught by their parents. Another study with the same age group pit parents against a video of a series of movements. The children instructed by their parents learned the routine better than those that watched the video. This phenomenon had been dubbed the transfer deficit. Scientists feel that children under 2 don't have the symbolic thinking skills to understand that what's on the screen is a symbol of the real thing. 1 in 10 children between the ages of 4 and 17 years of age have been diagnosed with ADHD. 1 in 10. The number of young children ages 2 to 5 with ADHD increased by more than 50% between 2007 and 2012. The percentage of children with an ADHD diagnosis continued to increase from 7.8% in 2003 to 9.5% in 2007 and to 11% in 2011-2012. Research by Alderman assessing the viewing habits of 1,323 third, fourth, and fifth graders over 13 months found that children who spent more than 2 hours a day in front of a screen gaming or watching TV were 1.6 to 2.1 times more likely to have attention problems. Mesmerized. When used intentionally and appropriately, technology and interactive media are effective tools to support learning and development. Intentional use requires early childhood educators to have information and resources regarding the nature of these tools and the implications of their use. Limitations on the use of technology and media is important. Oh, look, they have the same color shirts on. Special considerations must be given to the use of technology with infants and toddlers. For children younger than 18 months, avoid use of screen media other than video chatting. Parents of children 18 to 24 months of age who want to introduce digital media should choose high-quality programming and watch it with their children. And that's one of the reasons why Sesame Street is still so popular today. For children ages 2 to 5 years, limit screen use to 1 hour per day of high-quality programming. Look how bored she is. Be mindful of what young children need most, face-to-face interaction with loving human beings. Ooh, kisses from both sides. Set boundaries. Limit exposure for the very youngest children. Turn off devices during meal times or 1 to 2 hours before bedtime, and make children's bedrooms media-free. No screens in the kids' bedrooms. Monitor use, behavior, and content. Block inappropriate content. Watch and play the video games your children are playing. Keep electronic media in public places. And talk to the parents of your children's friends about what your children do at their homes. Be clear about what is acceptable. Establish and enforce house rules about screen time, and don't let media interfere with family relationships. Engage and lead by example. Obey your own house rules and remember your children are watching. Relationships matter most. Using technology with young children begins with low-tech, high-touch opportunities for interactions, shared experiences, and joint engagements with media. Integrate technology use in social and emotional learning. Technology should be used in ways that support positive social interactions, mindfulness, creativity, and a sense of initiative. Use technology as a tool. Technology is an additional Important tool for exploring learning and creating that you can put in children's hands. Hands. It is not more or less important than other tools children use to learn in the early years. Don't touch those children's hands. They're all painted up. Trust your instincts. Focus less on how many minutes a child engages with screen media and more on the quality of the content, the context for using media, and the engagement level. Pay more attention to what the child is doing, not simply on how many minutes. Empower children to use technology as a tool for 21st century learning. Select technology that encourages inquiry, exploration, discovery, documentation, and demonstration of what they know. Provide beneficial technology experiences. Offer media experiences that are engaging and interactive. Include positive interactions with others. Give the child control and incite co-viewing and joint engagement with media. Make media use a language-rich experience. Narrate your own technology use. And when children are using the screen media, talk about what they're doing, ask questions, make comments, and offer suggestions about what they can do after the screen is turned off. Hopefully they think on their own. Help children progress from just consuming media to creating it. Simple tools like digital cameras are powerful media creation tools when paired with a child's curiosity and creativity. Pay attention to your own technology use in front of your children. Children learn media habits and how and when to use technology by observing the important adults in their lives. Be a media mentor. Young children need trusted adults who are active and intentional media mentors and role models to guide them safely in the digital age. That is the end of that's the end of the book. Really fascinating book. I really enjoyed it. It kind of sets the stage for what we're going to talk about in the future. So next week, I think we start on cinema therapy next week. So there you go. Graeber certainly seems to know what she's talking about.